Hey y'all, I just realized that I haven't properly introduced myself to some of you guys, and I've been getting a couple of questions. So I want to be keep making videos, and some of you don't know some of the intricate details of me. So I got a few questions that have been asked me, so I want to go on and answer some of these questions.
First question is, what is your full name and are you proud of it?
My full name,
Yes.
Equinto Middleton. And yeah, I'm proud of it. I like my name. I think it's unique, and I looked it up one time and I found some teacher in Switzerland that had it. But I like my name. I think it's unique. What does it mean? The prefix of it, EQU, you can relate that to equal and equinox and equilibrium or whatever, but I don't think it has any specific meaning in itself, equintal.
Where are you from?
I'm from Woodhull, Hollis, Queens, New York. It's 191st Street, Jamaica, Queens. Actually, the same block, and me and Ja Rule lived on the same block. Rapper. Rough block.
Do you have any children? And if so, how many?
I have 3 beautiful daughters. I love them all. They're all unique. They all have their different characteristics. They all have different gifts. I love watching them grow, and their minds just be going and going and going, and that's why I really appreciate them. Some really special young ladies.
Okay, the next question is, do you love playing any sports or just watching it?
Sports, for me, definitely boxing. I used to be into basketball a lot, but that's when in the Michael Jordan days when I was a younger dude. But for me right now, boxing, a little bit of weightlifting, but I still love Tyson and some of the greats, of course, Mayweather. I just like boxing. I just like staying in shape. My age is it's just a great thing to be aging gracefully. Staying in shape, keeping up with younger guys.
Okay. Next question is, which one is your favorite? Old school rap or today's new age rappers?
I'm sorry, but I think you see, old school rap. They put so much more into the music, into the sound. They were just a little bit more creative. I got 2 of my daughters. They're teens. I have one 18 and 17, and we get into debates, and sometimes they basically they just be telling me to just chill because I kind of my generation, we're looking for more of a meaning to the lyrics and to the song. Like we had Slick Rick, we had Rakim, we had Biggie Smalls, and they were telling a story. They were schooling you or something. They was dropping knowledge. You know what I mean? We had Nas and we just had so many greats that you would listen to. Wu-Tang, my favorite. You know what I'm saying? So to compare that to today,
Right.
no disrespect, like today, if I had to, one of the closest that I would listen to, one of them, maybe J. Cole, of course. He lays down some deep stuff. It don't even have to be deep. Like my young daughter, oh daddy, it don't have to mean nothing. It's just trap. It's just fun. Yeah, we had fun. Kid and play, whatever. You know, Bismarcky was funny. But you know, today Kendrick Lamar's all right. You know, I like him. I like you know, I like a few of them out there. Of course, Jay-Z. Sorry, I'm from 1 First, but I mean, 50. You consider 50? I still like him. I still like him and Ja. I got no beef with either one of these. You know what I'm saying? I just like, you know. So Ja is old school though, but it's hard for me to really, you know, get with the new rap.
What is your relationship status?
I'm engaged. You know, I'm engaged. I've been in a serious loving relationship for more than 7 years, and she's a fantastic, very creative and hardworking young lady, and she keeps me vibrant, and she's beautiful. You know, she's very multi-dimensional. So she's an Aquarius, I'm an Aquarius, and you know, being that she could take me and all of what I, you know, my ups and downs, she's a special woman. You know, I've had some failed relationships, and I've learned a lot from those relationships, and still learning. But it takes a special person to stay with you while you're learning. Some people can't. They're not gonna move forward with you if you're still growing at a certain place. You know, they want you to be in a certain place. But I'm in a very, very in-depth relationship.
Cool. Do you have any siblings? How many?
I have two sisters. I have two sisters, and they're the coolest, man. They're the coolest. We all support each other. We all have businesses. We have Ezra Rare Wine. It's my youngest sister, and then my oldest, Chantel. She has her Seashell Natural Salon. You know, she's a diva. She calls herself, and they're just both great people. You know, we call each other and we text each other, and we vent, and we'll laugh, and you know, we are inseparable in a lot of different ways. You know, even if we don't hear from each other for a while, you know, at the end of the day, we are there for one another. We differ in a lot of aspects, but we love each other. You know, those are my sisters, and I love them.
Now, some of your viewers want to get a little political with you. Is that okay if we go forward with these questions?
As long as they still love me afterwards, because it's just unfortunate that you know, your love and respect for a person diminishes once they find that you may be supportive of someone else other than who they do. But sure, go ahead.
First one is, which one is your favorite, Barack Obama or George Bush?
Barack Obama or George Bush? Now, let me just make this plain. I'm not an expert in the political arena. I don't know. I try to stay out of Republican and conservative or Democrat and Republic. I know what Republican and Democrat represent in their perspectives, but George Bush, I'm not sure even if he was a Republican. If George Bush was a Republican, brother Obama, I love you. You know, just like I love everybody. I love both parties, all walks of people, because God created us all in His image. So I don't look at somebody different because they're of a different party. So, off the top of my head, I would have to say Bush. I hope I don't lose my brothers and sisters because of that choice, but
Okay. So, do you believe that Trump will make America great again?
I don't believe that Trump in himself will make America great again. I believe that if he looks to God, then God through him will make America great again. So Trump is just the one that people say, well, Trump got there by lying and the Russian stuff and all that stuff, and he cheated and all that stuff. But see, at the end of the day, it was God that even allowed, if he cheated, God still allowed it to be concealed or not proven, and he still allowed, because if God has all power, then God had the power to, he had the power to stop Trump's heart before he stepped into office. He had the power to reveal if Trump did anything foul to get where he is. So obviously God has some purpose in allowing Trump to be who he is. So can Trump make America great again? If Trump or any other candidate, whether it be Barack Obama, his wife, Cory Booker, or somebody else is starting to run for president, anybody has that ability. They're black, white, Spanish, Mexican, Chinese. That person is just an agent. So God can empower that person to make America great again. God loves America. So it's not Trump, it's not me, it's not whoever the candidate is. It's that person extracting the wisdom of God and then, being used to make America great again. If they don't want to do that, then they'll have a very difficult time helping America.
Okay, this next question is a little bit more personal, I guess. This person
Nothing's
asked,
personal for my viewers. My life is an open book. Bring it.
This person asked, what was the reason you cried the last time?
Wow. Last reason I cried, that's a surprise one right there. I thought, wait a minute. Okay. You know what? The last reason I cried was a friend of mine. He's a real dear friend of mine, and he's a friend of mine. His name was I don't think I should say his name, but he's a friend of mine, and he passed away. And he was older than me, and he was an old man. He was 78 years old, and he kind of. I used to shovel his snow when I was 15, and even though I kind of stopped shoveling snow when I got a little older, I would still go over his house because him and his wife would allow me. They would always call me, and I would shovel his snow. We grew close, and he was like even though he was Jewish, he was a father figure to me, and it was just a very unique relationship. From a guy from the hood, where there was drugs and crack vials and gun shells and stuff on the street, to walk all the way up to a place called Foothill, and we would be up in Jamaica Estates, and that's where he lived at, and I was going there and talk with him, but he found it to be, not robbery for me to be there and be with him, and he passed. And the thing that was really hurting and struck me in my heart was that he died 2 weeks after I spoke to him, and he was sick, and we all knew he was sick. But when a person's sick and you see deterioration in the way they talk and act and move and stuff, I didn't see it that much. He had a hard time getting around, but last time I spoke to him, he was still sharp and talking and making jokes and stuff. And then 2 weeks later, his son called me and said that he had died in the middle of the night. And that was that. the surprise, you know, element really hurt me. So I still go past his house. You know, I still have videos of him, and
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I shared a couple. Yeah, I shared a couple. That was very, you know, yeah.
Okay. Well, can you remember the first time you felt angry?
The first time I felt angry.
Yeah. Do you remember going back that far?
First time I felt angry. The first real time I felt angry. Oh man, I don't know. I think the first real time I felt angry was when, you know, my father, after having separated from my mom, when I was maybe 12, 13, he called, you know, my mom. And he had been calling here and there, but I would never, you know, she would say, you know, your dad wants to speak to you, but I would shut the whole notion out. And one time he called me, and I was there, and I was a few feet away from the phone, and I was 19 years old, so this was like maybe 6 years later, and that's when I finally let it all out, and I wanted him to hear me cursing and asking, you know, I wanted him to hear my fury, and that was the first real time besides getting jumped. You know, I had got jumped. It was an attempted jump, you know, years before that, and I was upset at the reason why I got jumped. But those are two times when it really got underneath in my bones. You know what I mean?
Right.
And brought a different me out. It brought a different, you know, altered my personality for the moment.
Okay.
You know.
This next question is, do you have fear of anything? If it's not secret, please tell us what you fear the most.
Do I have fear? Do I have fear of anything? I fear being caught in a compromising position or state of mind when God comes back, because He is coming back, and you know, yes, that's a fear, because he's from what I've studied, He's gonna come back very, very fast, you know, and contrary to what some believe that if you're not right, you know, totally like living like a saint or thinking like a saint at the moment, He's not going to receive you. But you know, I just don't want to, whether that's right or wrong, I don't want to get into no theological debate as to whether or not God would take you if you robbing somebody at the point in time that He comes back or whatever. But I just don't want to be, you know, I hope to, when it does happen, because I'm hearing that it's going to happen in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, so fast that God is going to come. He can come at any moment. I just hope that I'm doing something right. I'm singing a song, or
right,
praying, or helping somebody, or maybe sleeping. You know. So that's my greatest fear. All the rest, I don't fear anything. You know, I'm not but I have concerns. I don't have really fears, things that I'm afraid of. You know, because you got to come to the reality that there's some things that are out of your control, right, and you can't control it. But once you embrace that reality that you can't control it, and you know who does control it, you know, and you know the one, and you've already given your life to the one that can control everything. What is fear?
Amen.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
right,
I don't have any fear. Whatever happens, God already knows is gonna happen. You know, He knows the beginning and the end. So it's like, why are you going nuts over something that didn't even surprise God?
Right.
If you're connected to God and something happens that took you by surprise, you gotta understand it didn't take God by surprise. God knew it was gonna happen to you, So, and he loves you.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's not good to you at the moment, if something happens, it's good for you.
Now, this next question is pretty interesting. The person asks, what are the most powerful 3 words that changed your life?
Powerful 3 words?
The most powerful 3 words that changed your life.
Who asked that question? You know that person's name.
The person's name is...
I'm just joking. I don't know. I don't want to.
Can I get a guess?
You want to guess the person's name? Oh, you want to guess the 3 words?
Yes. That changed your life. Can I guess?
What?
I think I got 2. Jesus saves.
Oh.
Or get saved, son. Is that what changed your life?
Get saved, son. Yeah, that's definitely changed my life. You know, when I, you know.
Is it for real? Seriously? You're serious?
You okay?
That's
So
what
are
changed
you
your
asking?
life?
Are you asking me the first 3 questions?
What are the most powerful
Oh,
3
the
words?
most.
The most powerful 3 words that changed your life.
Okay, the most powerful 3 words is yeah, it would have to be Lord save me, because
Okay.
I was short story. I was in my basement apartment as an atheist, and I used to traffic drugs, and I'm in my house, man, getting high off of my own supply. I literally had my own supply. Like I had a bag like this big, like a bag of my own weed, man, and I'm getting high, waiting for this chick to come by, and I'm smoking, and something happened to me where I kind of like, I felt like I fell, and I fell back, and I felt like my body stayed on the floor, and my soul and my spirit kept turning down and going down. Like, you know, I felt myself falling, but my body stayed on the ground. It was like an out-of-body experience. And some people say I was on a trip, but I wasn't on a trip, because my bag of weed was my bag, and I had been smoking that thing for like 3 months. So if I was on a trip, I would have tripped a long time ago. I had my own supply that I was smoking for like 3 months, and it was the same amount that I smoked every time. So I thank God I had enough of me, you know, doing what I was doing, and not, you know, it's not about being perfect. It's about knowing right from wrong, and not just that. We all know right from wrong. It's about calling it wrong when it's wrong and not trying to justify it.
Right.
And I didn't do that, because I used to justify everything. You know, I blamed everything on the white man and all that stuff, and everything except me, you know. So it was at that point that I had that out of body experience where I felt like I was actually like literally going to hell.
Wow.
You know, because like I said, the dude that I was running drugs for, you know, he was one of the biggest drug dealers in Queens. He told me, yo, you should have just drank some milk. You just going through a phase, Quentin, blah, blah, blah. And I knew, you know, that wasn't the case. You know, sometimes you just got to know, you know, you just got to know. And I said, yo, I just don't think so, you know. And I gave him back I had 30 grand in my house of his money, which back then in the 90s, you know, that was a little something. I used to actually take the money, you know what I mean, and throw it on my bed, and you know, and jump in it and do stupid stuff like that, and you know, I would do dumb things like that. But that changed my life, because when I was falling, when I felt my soul and my spirit falling on the ground, I guess some of y'all gonna look at me funny for the rest of my YouTube career, but as I was falling down, you know, to what I think was really hell, I felt so hopeless. You know what I mean? I felt really hopeless, and you can feel like it's the end. You know, you can feel like that was your last chance, but it wasn't, because I said, Lord, please help me. God, please help me. And I really felt like, you know what I mean, like an angel or something, like pulled me up and like stood me up. And I was so grateful and so shocked that, you know, I actually ran outside. I had drawers on my shorts, and I was actually looking around outside to make sure I was back on earth. I was looking for people. you know. So that changed my life. The 3 words that I called when I felt like I was going to hell. Man, I took all that weed and all them, you know, all that stuff, and I threw that stuff out, and I never had that problem again. You know, I was an atheist. I didn't believe in God. So, you know, I'm still not perfect, but I definitely know the difference between not being perfect and, you know, knowing what's right and wrong, and knowing, you know, that there's a God.
Right. The next question is, who you admire the most, mother or father?
Oh, man. You know, admire, you know, you gotta... You know, my dad hurt me. You know, he really did hurt me quite a bit. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
Through that hurt, no, it's no problem. You know, through that hurt, you know, I'm the type of person, I don't care how messed up you are, how much you failed in life. Just like God, I'm able to, you know, gracefully see the good in you. You know, some people only see the worst in you. They only see the bad in you. Oh, you didn't graduate. Oh, you don't, you know, you divorced, or you failed here and there, you lost your job, or whatever. But God, you know, He sees the best in you. He sees your potential. He sees your effort, and He sees who you can be. So, you know, my dad, I saw a lot of strengths in him, you know, so that's a hard one, you know, for me, you know, that's a hard one, because I feel like I'm choosing between, but, you know, my mom was the one that really stuck in there, and, you know, one of the most heart-touching stories that, you know, my mom told me was one time she said she fell down the stairs with me in the subway, and she was holding me as you know, you wrap the baby up in a blanket,
right?
And you know, my mom, she said she took a step and she fell and she tumbled, and you know, she said she all the way down those stairs, she still cradled me and made sure only her body. And I keep rewinding that picture in my mind all the time. And she said, I think she said I was still asleep, you know. And she really, you know what I'm saying, she really sheltered me. And I see, like, you know, the revelation I catch behind that is that's what God does for us.
Yes.
You know, God will hold you in His arms throughout the, you know what I'm saying, the whirlwinds of life. And, you know, all this, you're tumbling and stuff, and you're feeling the motion, but you ain't feeling the pain. I didn't feel the stairs. I didn't have a lump in my head, you know.
You know, recently that happened in the news, but this young lady
she
didn't
died.
make it
Yeah,
out.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so, unfortunately, that young lady, you know, as courageous as she was to try to shelter that lady, I mean, her child, you know, it didn't happen. And thank God that child will go to heaven. It's already in heaven.
No, the child lived, the mother didn't.
Oh, okay. So the child lived and the mother, but you know, she died a hero, you know, she's trying to, but God never fails. God will hold you and shelter you all throughout every time you fall, God will, you know, He still will shelter you.
Last question is, can you describe yourself in just 3 words?
So 3 attributes, right? 3 characteristics.
Yes, I guess you can put it in that form.
I would say, thoughtful. You know, I'm always thinking of somebody. You know, my daughter told me, she said, and this was, man, my daughter was like 15 or 14, and she said, Daddy, you're always sacrificing for somebody. You know, you're always sacrificing. Like, you know, there's times when I want to go somewhere, or I already have something scheduled, or I want to eat something, and, you know, if somebody interrupts, you know, somebody has a need, I don't even let that person know how much they're interrupting my flow. Because if you really want to help somebody and show somebody some love, you don't want to fuss all the way through the deed that you're going to do for them. You don't want to be,
right.
you know, Dad, yo, down just about to, you know, you don't want to make them feel all of that. So, you know, me, I make it look easy. You know, God gave me an ability to make something that may be a real, you know, difficult thing, a real aggravating thing for somebody else to do at an inconvenient time. God gave me like an ability to make something look easy to help a person, even when it inconveniences me. And I thank God for that gift, you know. So sacrificial, thoughtful, and loving. I'm just a loving dude, you know. Open-minded. So that's 4. I'll give you an extra. I'm open-minded, optimistic.
Okay, you want to close out?
Hey, y'all, you know, I like to connect with people and all of my subscribers, so I love these questions. If you have more, just send some more. You know, I'll do another one, because I want you to know who's speaking into your life, where these stories about my life are being birthed from. And I'm a real down-to-earth person, that I just feel that I have a lot to offer. And I started this YouTube not because of the money. I'm not rich, but not because of the money, not because I want fame or fortune or 2 million subscribers, or I got some type of goal or anything like that. I started it because of I like to help people. I like to hear people's stories. And you know, I don't do these videos because it's time for me to make a video. You know, I'm on a time schedule or something like that. I do these videos because I feel inspired. You know, I feel like it's a divine touch. And I'll say, all right, you know, God wants me to make this video. Sometimes they're funny videos, but they're not always deep. But I do these videos out of like some would say like an unction. So there's sometimes I have the time to do the video. I got my hair cut and my face and everything's right. But I say, you know what? If I do one now, I'd be forcing it. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to cheat people. So these videos are really, really, you know, they're inspired by someone that's way, way greater than me. And that's just what it is. You know. So do me a favor, if you like, you know, my videos, subscribe, comment, give me a thumbs up. I'd be a little sad and disappointed if you give me a thumbs down, but if that's how you feel, I want you to be as straightforward as I am. You know, give me a thumbs down. But, you know, I'm told that there's a button that they push to get the notifications.
The bell.
And a couple of guys that are my age that have subscribed, they told me they didn't know about it. You know, a couple of guys. So
hit the bell.
There's a bell that they hit, and it lets them know when I've been inspired again to make another video. So, you know, that's what I'm asking that you would do that. Listen, if these videos aren't helping you, you're not, you know, do me a favor, give me 3 more chances and watch 3 more videos and keep watching them until you feel inspired, you know, to subscribe. So just try to do that for me. Peace out. God bless.